你说也罢。啊！
When the economy declines, Chinese men lose their jobs, go bankrupt, and their marriages quickly falter. In a society ruled and educated by the CCP, where money determines status, many women are willing to leave their husbands as soon as they can no longer provide. Marriage is no longer a strong bond, but an exchange based on benefits. Once successful Chinese men, after a fall, not only lose all their assets but also their families. When they are rich, they are the pillars and pride of their wives and children. But when they fail, they are seen as a burden. Many women do not want to suffer with their husbands, but choose the path of divorce to seek a better life. Chinese men who fall into bankruptcy not only face financial pressure, but also suffer the betrayal of their loved ones. In today's Chinese society, poverty not only leaves men penniless, but also causes them to be abandoned without hesitation. Today, let's learn about this topic together. Today, I am divorced. Do all families in debt have to divorce? My wife and I lived together for 30 years. Before, when I was at the peak of my career, I owned 3 companies, 4 houses, 3 cars, and had savings in the millions. Every time my wife bought clothes, it cost her more than 10 million. And every year her beauty expenses amounted to hundreds of millions. On holidays, I gave my parents-in-law pocket money, each time in the tens of millions. But I always thought that men earn money, women spend money, all for a warm home. I never complained or blamed anything. But reality gave me a painful slap. Since I got into debt, my wife argued with me every day, unable to bear the hardships of life, and finally decided to divorce. But are divorced families really happy? Thinking of my elderly parents seeing their family broken, how heartbroken they would be. Thinking of my poor child returning home to a cold place, without the love of his parents, without the warmth of happiness like before. In the eyes of his peers, my child is being pointed at and gossiped about. Just thinking about it makes me feel infinitely heartbroken. What about me? At night, without a partner by my side, there is only hardship and loneliness. There is no one to confide in, no one to talk to. Therefore, I want to advise those who are thinking of divorce. If the other party does not violate moral principles, do not decide to divorce over a little financial difficulty. When getting married, didn't you swear that whether rich or poor, you would share the hardships together until your hair turned gray? Now you feel that your marriage is not happy, but are you sure that the next marriage will be more fulfilling? Are husband and wife really like birds in the same forest, flying away when adversity comes? The purpose of marriage is to enjoy happiness together, share hardships together, and face the ups and downs of life together. That is the true nature of marriage. I am 36 years old this year. My company went bankrupt, my factory closed down, and I am in debt for more than 3.6 million yuan. Now, I really have nothing left. The only thing I have left is a huge pile of debt and myself. After I got into debt, my wife very decisively asked for a divorce without hesitation. Only then did I truly understand what it was like for a husband and wife who once shared a bed, but, in times of trouble, went their separate ways. My close brothers and sisters also turned their backs on me when I went bankrupt. I finally understood that when I was rich, even in remote places, people would still come to me. But when I was poor, even in the middle of a crowded market, no one would care. When I fell into dire straits, even the closest people turned their backs. These things made me feel extremely depressed, but also taught me a lesson. People can only rely on themselves. Today, my mother called me. She repeatedly asked, "How much do you owe?" I didn't dare to tell the truth, so I lied and said I only owed 500,000 yuan. My parents were stunned upon hearing that. Then they said they would use all their retirement savings to help me repay the debt. But I knew I couldn't let them do that. I had to take responsibility for my own mistakes. I had no right to make my elderly parents pay for me. I once thought about ending it all. But when I looked back at my parents and children, I realized I couldn't. No matter how difficult the road ahead, how hard it gets, or even if I have to crawl or kneel, I will keep moving forward. As long as I'm alive, there's still hope. I will prove to those who look down on me that I can make it. People like me, those who have failed and fallen into debt, don't give up. We will use our actions to show that we can stand back up. Let's push forward together, guys. Today, I am completely broke. Everyone must have seen what happened in the past few days. Now, my store is closed, my wife has divorced me, and all my assets are frozen. This is where I stand now. A few years ago, I partnered with a friend to open an electronics store, investing about $3 billion. Over the past 4 years, due to the impact of the pandemic and tough business conditions, the store couldn't survive and had to close. Now, I have nothing left, not even a penny to spend. The irony of starting a business is overwhelming. In just one night, I lost everything. Now, I don't even know how I will get through tomorrow. At 36, I am buried in debt. I wonder if anyone can understand this feeling. I went to my relatives, friends, even people I had helped before, but no one was willing to help me. Only then did I realize how tough life truly is. Only now do I understand the true nature of family, friends, and brotherhood. When I had money and others needed my help, I never turned them down. But when I was in trouble, no one was there for me. If a man has no income for more than a year, the divorce rate is as high as 85%. This is what blogger Ba Son Min Thuk once said, and now I find myself living that reality. I haven't posted anything recently because I've been dealing with it. My wife made it clear, she no longer loves me. She feels I am no longer worthy of her because she has her own goals. In the past, I tried to hold on, tried to change myself. But in reality, this conflict had been building for years. When the shock of unemployment hit, the pressure of life reached its limit, and everything collapsed. To those who haven't reached this point yet, I just want to say, cherish the one beside you. Husband and wife are meant to face hardships together. When the time for change comes, it might already be too late. Still, I will not give up on myself. A sad truth. If a man's income is interrupted for over a year, the divorce rate can reach 90%. It has little to do with how much he made before. As soon as the income stops and the family can no longer maintain its lifestyle, separation often follows. Looking at recent cases, the pattern is clear. Most men who once had high earnings but then suffered a financial collapse ended up divorced. It's heartbreaking. When a man is unemployed, when he has no money, he faces the risk of losing his wife and children. Right now, a wave of divorces is sweeping through unemployed and failed businessmen. Chinese men are entering an era of poverty divorces. In the past, women flaunted their divorce papers online, often due to their husband's betrayal or domestic violence. But now it is men who are left raising 2 or 3 children alone, living in solitude after middle age. They lose their jobs, go bankrupt, and have no source of income. When men are no longer providers and cannot temporarily support the family, some women find an excuse to argue and then ask for a divorce. Some even quickly find a replacement, someone who can continue to support them. After fighting over assets and child custody with their ex-husbands, they start a new life, leaving the man with a broken home, losing half his life, wandering like a homeless soul in a cold world. After years of struggle, they end up empty-handed. The man who once had a career suddenly finds himself back at square one, wearing worn-out clothes, eating frugally. His life couldn't be more miserable. When material wealth collapses, the spirit follows, leaving him no different from a drifter. Many brothers cannot understand why the gentle, kind wife who stood by them for over a decade couldn't endure hardships with them and start over. Don't be naive anymore, brothers. Before, she was with you because of your status. When you were young, you had health, education, ability, and drive, so you had value. But now, you've declined. Your strength has faded, your determination has weakened, and you have no money, no economic value, no emotional value. Who would want to live a life burdened by house debt, car debt, and credit debt? Even your own parents might begin to distance themselves from you. Buying a house in China has always been a major concern for families, especially for the older generation. They see owning a home as essential for stability and a symbol of social status and economic strength. The saying, "Golden nest, silver nest, not as good as your own straw nest," reflects their deep attachment to real estate. However, soaring housing prices in first-tier cities have discouraged many working-class people, with even the middle class feeling the strain. Young people face a long and challenging process of saving, borrowing, and repaying loans, leaving many feeling overwhelmed as they start their careers. Not all housing prices in China are intimidating, though. Some cities offer surprisingly low prices. Among them is Hebei City, ranked 9th among the most affordable housing markets. Located in northern Henan province, Hebei is rich in natural landscapes, historical resources, and cultural heritage. By 2022, its population had reached 1.57 million, and high-speed rail links make Zhengzhou just 30 minutes away and Beijing 2.5 hours away. Hebei has gained attention for its exceptionally low housing prices. The cost of a parking space in a big city can buy a house, or even several, in Hebei, with average house prices at 7,832 yuan per square meter and as low as 1,465 yuan per square meter, about $200 in Shancheng district. It's no exaggeration to call them cabbage prices. Some buyers have reportedly acquired 8 properties for just 100,000 yuan. Such low prices come with challenges. Hebei is a shrinking city with limited economic growth, job opportunities, and underdeveloped infrastructure. Many young people leave for larger cities, leading to population decline and reduced housing demand. Despite convenient transportation, Hebei's marginal location limits its access to the economic benefits of nearby big cities. While low housing prices may seem appealing, they are only one aspect of life. Without clear goals and career plans, those attracted by affordability risk falling into the cost-effectiveness trap, even after escaping the pressures of competitive metropolises. Number 8. Bais. Located in western Guangxi Zhuang Autonomous Region, spans 36,252 square kilometers with a population of 4.21 million. As a transportation hub connecting China to Xi'an, Bais features a subtropical climate, rich natural and mineral resources, and a vibrant cultural heritage, including the Zhuang ethnic group and landmarks like the Bais Uprising Memorial Park. Housing prices are remarkably low, averaging 5,071 yuan per square meter for second-hand homes and 4,697 yuan per square meter for new ones. These prices reflect lagging economic development, low incomes, scattered population distribution, limited demand, and stabilization policies. However, poor infrastructure in suburbs and new zones hinders competitiveness compared to coastal cities. Number 7. Xi'an, in northern Ningxia. Autonomous Region is known for its unique geography and natural beauty, including Helen Mountain and Xinghai Lake, alongside cultural sites like Yuhuang Pavilion. Despite its charm, housing prices average only 3,986 yuan per square meter due to low demand and a saturated market. Once thriving on coal resources, the city's economic decline following coal depletion led to a population exodus and plummeting housing demand, leaving properties unsellable even at bargain prices. Number 6. Tailing City. Tailing City is located in the northern part of Liaoning Province, bordering Jilin Province to the east and Inner Mongolia to the west. The total area is about 13,000 square kilometers, and the population is about 3 million. Tailing is known for its richness in natural resources and profound historical and cultural heritage. It boasts beautiful natural scenery such as the Liaohe and Qinghe rivers, along with rich mineral resources like coal and iron ore. Tailing not only has rich natural resources and cultural heritage, but also offers relatively low housing prices. In June 2024, housing prices in the city averaged around 4,000 yuan per square meter, which is more affordable compared to other cities. Housing prices vary across districts, with Diaobingshan City at 3,473 yuan per square meter, Kaiyuan City at 3,864 yuan per square meter. Two main factors contribute to the low housing prices. First, Tailing's economic development lags behind other cities due to resource depletion, geographical location, and low per capita income, which limit real estate demand. Second, excessive population mobility has played a role. During the era of heavy industry development, Tailing was part of the old industrial base in northeast China, with state-owned enterprises providing housing for employees and attracting a large workforce. However, economic restructuring led to population outflow as young people and laborers migrated to larger cities seeking better opportunities. The 7th National Census in 2020 recorded Tailing's population at 2,388,294, down from 2010, with an average annual decrease of -1.28%. This outflow has significantly reduced real estate demand. Despite challenges, low housing prices have some advantages. Many netizens note that affordable housing reduces financial stress, allowing residents to allocate more funds for other expenses or investments. For first-time buyers, these prices provide opportunities to purchase larger homes and enjoy more spacious living conditions. Additionally, some believe that low housing costs, combined with Tailing's beautiful natural environment, could attract retirees, investors, and people seeking low-cost living, potentially driving local economic development. Number 5. Zhangye. Located in Gansu Province, lies in the middle of the Hexi Corridor, bordered by Wuwei to the east, Jincheng to the west, Qinghai Province to the south, and Inner Mongolia to the north. Covering 38,600 square kilometers, Zhangye boasts stunning natural landscapes and rich cultural heritage. Notable landmarks include the Great Buddha Temple, Wooden Pagoda Temple, and Zhenyuan Building. Despite its charm, Zhangye's housing market stands out for its affordability. In 2024, the average housing price was 3,680 yuan per square meter, much lower than in many cities, maintaining stability despite slight fluctuations. This affordability stems from Zhangye's underdeveloped economy, limited industrial diversity, and population outflow, which suppress demand. While local residents appreciate the low prices, some netizens see it as an investment opportunity. Number 4. Qitaihe, in eastern Heilongjiang Province, is renowned for its scenic location at Wanda Mountain and as the hometown of Winter Olympic champions, producing athletes like Yang Yang and Wang Meng. Its cold climate and shrinking population contribute to its low housing prices, with an average of 3,112 yuan per square meter in June 2024, down 3.99% from the previous year. Qitaihe faces challenges as a resource-depleted city, with declining coal reserves and insufficient industrial diversification. Population outflow and oversupply of houses further keep prices low. While residents enjoy affordable living, concerns remain about the city's economic future and employment opportunities. Number 3. Shahuayuan District, in Zhangjiakou, Hebei Province, has gained attention for its cabbage price housing, with listings as low as 60,000 yuan for a 60-square-meter apartment. Situated just 41 minutes from Beijing by high-speed rail, it attracts buyers seeking affordability. However, the extremely low prices reflect the region's limited demand and economic constraints. Low-priced houses in places like Mache residential buildings and calcium carbide factory family buildings are typically over 30 years old and lack property rights certificates. These homes are sold by agreement and often found in older communities with no property management platforms. Most are located on upper floors of staircases. As these houses are cheap, usually costing only tens of thousands of yuan, they are almost all sold out. The restricted loan policies further limit their appeal. These homes, although affordable, come with many drawbacks, including limited facilities and poor location, making them less desirable for long-term living. Xi'an district, located southeast of Zhangjiakou City, is 150 kilometers from Beijing and borders Huailai County and Xuanhua district. The area has seen economic decline after traditional industries like coal mining and calcium carbide factories ceased production. This has slowed regional development and caused the residential population to drop. Despite being close to Beijing, Xi'an doesn't benefit from the economic radiation of larger cities. Some current buyers believe the housing quality is good, but recognize that choosing this location, regardless of the low prices, has led to a lack of demand. Number 2, Xi'an, located in northeastern Heilongjiang, has some of China's lowest house prices. A 70-square-meter house can be bought for as little as 20,000 yuan. Situated at the northern foot of the Wanda Mountains and bordered by Russia, Xi'an was once an industrial hub for coal, power, steel, and grain. Despite its rich resources, housing prices remain low, with new homes averaging just 3,959 yuan per square meter, and second-hand homes even cheaper. A 64-square-meter house in Xi'an is priced at just 15,000 yuan, or 234 yuan per square meter, a cabbage price. These low prices are due to oversupply from past overdevelopment, economic decline, reduced purchasing power, and limited job opportunities. With low local incomes, the market can't support price increases. While some see the affordability as a bargain, others worry that the area's economic stagnation makes it a risky investment.